Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of our Pokemon Battle Series, the School of Hard Knocks. So throughout this episode, like every other, we'll be jumping on to the Pokemon Global Link Battle Spot ladder, playing under the Championship Battle rules, which are the equivalent rule set of the VGC 2018 season. Can't believe I remembered that after so long. So it's been a long time since I put any content up on the channel, but hopefully going forward we'll have regular content coming back like we used to have it. I haven't had too much time to put a team together for today's episode. I've had like these mad back problems since I went to Marmor Regional a couple of weeks ago. As soon as I got back, I was like bedbound for like literally a whole week. I couldn't get out of bed. I was like completely paralyzed. So I had like this swollen coccyx, like the tailbone of your back, and yeah, it was like super uncomfortable, super horrible. But I'm on the mend now, so that's fine. It was just a little bit further delay with getting stuff out, and I've thrown this team together today. It's got a few things that I would like to try out on it, like the Aurora Ninetales. For one, that Aurora Veil is so strong. We saw last season how good Aurora Veil can be in recent US regionals, where the rise of screens like light screen, reflect, and how useful they are. So I wanted to give that a whirl. It's obviously got good utility support options and the weather as well, which really helps. So we're jumping straight in. We're going to have lower level opponents to start with because my rating has reset. I've been playing on my other DS, so hopefully I have a bit of time as well this week to kind of level up, and we can get some higher ranked opponents. But we're going in straight off with a rain team. My opponent running a team of Politoed, Ludicolo, Ferrothorn, Swampert, Tapu Koko, and Tornadus. So only one weather setter here. The Ferrothorn is going to be a bit awkward, so we kind of probably want to bring our own Heatran here. Koko, you're probably going to have speed control with the Tornadus. Mega is obviously going to be Swampert. So what can we do here? I don't want to lead Ninetales because I kind of expect my opponent to either lead the Politoed or to have Politoed in the back ready to bring in. There's probably manual rain on the Tornadus as well. I am going to lead off with my Kangaskhan here. Let's think. Like Ferrothorn for ourselves is going to be super good. So I do want to bring Ferrothorn. I might kind of want to earn weather as well. Obviously, let's feed Ferrothorn, Heatran, and bring Ninetales as well. I kind of feel a bit weird leaving Fini out of the rain team, but the other members of the team feel like they're going to be offering a lot more in this match. So we'll just have to see how my opponent leads. If they lead off with the rain, then we can adjust, you know, by bringing in our hail to kind of disrupt their weather, but we'll have to see how it goes. And you're going to have to bear with me as well, guys, because obviously I haven't done this in a while. It's going to take me a little bit of time getting adjusted to, so I hope it's alright. I'm sure it will be, but let me know how you've been, because I haven't heard from like really any of you since Christmas. So I really hope you all had nice Christmases and New Year's. It's we've had Christmassy weather here recently. We've had like mega snow. But anyway, into the match. So my opponent's leading off with the Swampert and the Ferrothorn. Okay. So I mean, we could get a low kick into the Ferrothorn and just power whip. Or what could we do? Yeah. I don't really see too much problem in this. I just don't like the fact that we're going to be taking so much Iron Ball damage from the Ferrothorn, but we are running a bulky Kang. No point in going for a fake out here. So if my opponent leaves the Swampert in front of the Ferrothorn, then it is Mega Evolving. Let's see. So we are going to get decent damage onto this Ferrothorn. It's not going to pick up a KO or anything, but it's going to be chipping it down. It's going to be one of those problematic Pokemon. So any damage here is going to be good damage. No protect from the Swampert, so we're just going to see a waterfall come out. It's going to be into the Kangaskhan. So we are going to get a power whip, which will take this Swampert down. Okay. So, and the curse coming out. from the Ferrothorn. So it's going to be boosting those defense and attack stats. But I don't think it can really take another low kick from the previous damage. Even at +1 defense, I think low kick probably still going to take it down this next turn. So it'll be interesting to see what my opponent brings in to kind of cover the Kangaskhan. It might be the Politoed, yeah it is. And I can't imagine the Politoed outspeeding my Kangaskhan, so we could be pretty free just to go for a low kick into that Ferrothorn again. The problem would be here though is whether my opponent just protects the Ferrothorn from the low kick and goes into the Kangaskhan slot, which is there's definitely every possibility that that could happen. Let's think, do I mind losing Kang here, because then we can get... No, I don't mind losing Kang here. I'm just going to go for that low kick into... If it means sacking the Kang, then it means sacking it. Well, it means we get a free switch into something like Heatran, but yeah, we're not going to see any protects come out from my opponent. But a Berry Activate, okay, so that's what my opponent was playing for. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. We are going to lose Kang here, but at the same time, we're going to get a Power Whip onto this Politoed. Scald's going to come out. It's actually into the Ferrothorn. Okay. No burn. We do get the Power Whip. And takes the Politoed down. Okay. So I think with the rain mode gone now, we're fine, because we've got Heatran in the back. We do lose Kang. It will depend on what my opponent's last Pokemon is. Do we bring in the Heatran right now, or do we bring in the Ninetales? We're going to bring in the Ninetales just to get the Aurora Veil off. Because I expect maybe Coco to be the last Pokemon on my opponent's side. That's Ludicolo. Okay, so that's fine that we get the hail up. We obviously have to be aware of the fake out that could potentially come out. So I'm just going to protect Ninetales. And I'm just going to Power Whip the Ludicolo. And I think this is like a good example, especially to kick off. Like, my opponent's not, and this is no disrespect to my opponent, but they've not made the best decisions throughout this game. But at the same time, it just shows how strong Ferrothorn is against these really hard rain archetypes. It's just they really kind of struggle to have good means to kind of combat against Ferrothorn. And one thing I would suggest to you guys, if you were putting together a rain team of your own, it's probably a good idea to have some really hard Ferrothorn checks in your team if you're playing rain. So we do see the Waltarium come out. It is into the Ferrothorn, Gyro Ball into the Ninetales. But we're pretty safe here to just go Aurora Veil, although we don't really need to be honest. I'm just going to do it just for the sake of doing it. I'm just going to Power Whip into the Ludi again. This game's pretty much over. As soon as the Heatran comes in, we can get rid of that Ferrothorn pretty easily. But the main thing, we get that Aurora Veil that we've always been wanting to build a team around, and the reason why we were playing Ninetales in the first place. So we get that off game one, which is good. We'll get the Power Whip off into the Ludi, take it down. We'll likely lose Ninetales here to the Gyro Ball. It is +1, even though we got that Aurora Veil up. Yeah, it's too strong. Too strong. But yeah, like I say, we've got the Heatran in the back, and that's the main thing. Our Berry does proc on our Ferrothorn, so although Ferrothorn's not really going to be doing much here, so. And I imagine my opponent will probably just forfeit now. So we'll just go Heat Wave, and that should wrap this up. Gyro Ball, I guess. and my opponent forfeit. It's a good game to my opponent, but I think just, as I said, against these hard rain teams, and this is why Ferrothorn's so good, it's just hard for opponents to deal with if they haven't got the answers in the right places. You know, that the thing is, like Tornadus, my opponent had, could have been a good option. It has Hurricane, it would hit the Ferrothorn for decent damage. So that might have been a better option for them, but you definitely want to have good checks on your team for particularly Ferrothorn, because it is one of those Pokemon that people will bring time and time again against you if you are running that hard archetype. There's like Superpower and Swampert, but the problem is with that, it's like kind of fitting it on there, but there's always room for a fighting type in that team makeup. You know, there's Buzzwole, Conkeldurr, Scrafty could even work in there, I guess. Especially if you're playing Ferrothorn of your own, because with the Scrafty you've got a nice switch into the Fairy type attacks, and you've got Intimidate then as well, and Fake Out support alongside the Ludicolo potentially that you would be running. So there are lots of options, but yeah, I think that game there just highlighted. But we go into it 1-0, so we'll go into our next match, and hopefully the run continues. But yeah, there's a few things on this team that I do like. I am running Scarfed Landorus on here, but it's a special based Landorus rather than a physical, because if you look at the team in general, we've not really got anything flying or levitating, so playing Earthquake makes it a little bit awkward, especially with Landorus. Now I did think about an Assault Vest, but I thought things like Gengar could be a bit of a problem, and Mega Gengar. So with the Earth Power, we can guarantee we don't need to worry about Intimidates. We can remove it from the field. The same goes for Manectric and Tapu Koko, that sometimes might sit in front of the Landorus after an Intimidate and think, yeah, I can get away with taking an Earthquake here and just play that turn out. We can't find an opponent. But with the Earth Power, it kind of guarantees that you get the jump on them with the Scarf, and then you can pick up the KO pretty much straight away. So it's a little bit of a surprise KO there. I did want to kind of play Sludge Bomb as well, but then Hidden Part Ice seemed just in general a better utility move to have as the other option there. So we'll see how it plays. But as I said, like, I kind of just threw this team together because I haven't had a lot of time recently. Stuff I wanted to kind of test out. So we probably won't play this team for that long. Maybe till the end of the week, depending on what you guys want to see as well. If you guys want to see it played a bit more, then we might play it a little bit longer, but we'll probably play it till the end of this week, and then we'll jump in with something else next week. But that is the next thing that I want to ask you guys. So this leads me into my next question: is what do you guys want to see played? There's been a massive shift in the format since December, the end of December, when we stopped playing, to now. So we've had tons of events. We've had an international in between then and now, and just let me know if there's certain Pokemon you want to see built around, especially Megas. Megas are something that would be a lot of fun for us to kind of have a look at and build around. So do get your suggestions in down below and let me know what you think you would like to see played, and we'll build around that and we'll go forward with that, because I think there's so many possibilities in this format. It will be really good. So do get your suggestions in, and I'm just worried because we're not finding anyone. There's no one on the ladder. So this week with the videos, I'll just let you know, we'll be doing Monday, Wednesday and Friday, and I will let you know, I'll tweet out and let you know on Wednesday whether we're going to do a stream on Thursday or not. But I will be getting back into the streams, maybe not this week, but definitely next week, and going forward with that. And we'll probably do maybe, oh my god, cannot find anyone, but it's good because I got a lot to say, because we haven't done this for a while. So we'll jump back in. Third time lucky, third time is the charm, as they always say. But yeah, what I'm planning on doing with putting content up, because I don't want to get into the same situation as I was in December, where I just feel like it's getting way too much, way on top of me and things like that. So what I'm going to do is Monday, Wednesday, Friday in the School of Hard Knocks. So that'll be our content through the week, and then over the next couple of weeks we'll be doing the stream on a Thursday like we used to do, and then what we'll eventually end up doing is a stream on a Tuesday night and a stream on a Thursday night, because I feel like that balances the week out a bit better, kind of balances the content on the YouTube channel to the Twitch channel, and then as things progress we'll see about upping content, and I'll always drop in guides and other things in between here, there and everywhere when I've got a little bit of time. But finally we find Wilson F from Canada. So brilliant, excellent. What are they running? Running a team of Incineroar, Tapu Koko, Landorus-T form, Tapu Fini, Cresselia, and that will be Mega Venusaur. So right, how are we going to approach this? There's no weather on my opponent's side of the field. They do have Fake Out though, but we can utilise the Aurora Veil here, which might be quite nice. We do need, if we do bring the Ninetales, we do need to be careful of that. Incineroar is going to, you know, cause us a few issues. Alongside the Venusaur does have that thick fat ability, so it's not going to be taking much from our ice type attacks. And can threaten us with the sludge bombs. But I do want to get the Aurora Veil up if I can help it. I think I'll probably lead Kang as well, bring that along for the ride. We're going to need Heatran here for sure. And do we need Intimidate? Kind of would like... Thing is, I'd like Ferrothorn and I'd like Fini here, because Fini obviously is going to be very good against the Incineroar, the Landorus, and the Ferrothorn's just generally very good against the Fini and other things that we might struggle against. Let's go Fini over that. And maybe we would have been better off not bringing the Ninetales here and bringing the Ferrothorn, the Fini, the Heatran, bringing a Fire, Water, Grass Core with just Kangaskhan to kind of back that up. But we'll see how we get on. Obviously my opponent can't bring all 6 of their Pokemon, so we'll see what happens. So we see Incineroar, Landorus come up for my opponent. They're going to get the Intimidate off with the Landorus into our Kangaskhan. And they're going to have Fake Out as well, which they can utilise with Incineroar. But the thing is, this Landorus has to feel threatened at this point because of the Ninetales. So that's one thing we've got kind of on our side. So it gives us like the option to go for that Aurora Veil. That Landorus is Scarfed, it'll probably U-turn out, so that's fine. I'm going to Mega Evolve with Kangaskhan, and I'm just going to go for a Fake Out into the Incineroar. It's a pretty straight down the line play, but it means we get the Aurora Veil up, and we're not really too threatened from anything on the opposing side of the field. We're running a bulky Kangaskhan, so we're not in any worries about getting knocked out by a stray superpower, but I can't really see my opponent going for that. It's a bit risky keeping it in on a Ninetales, but let's see. Yeah, there's the U-turn. So I'll kind of indicate it definitely is Scarfed. It's going to get a bit of chip onto the Ninetales here, and we're going to see what my opponent brings in place of it. And it's Fini. Okay. So there's that Aurora Veil. So I think what I'll do here is I'm going to switch Ninetales. I could switch Ninetales out into Heatran, but at the same time it's slightly awkward because Heatran coming in doesn't really want to take any water type attacks from that Fini. And my opponent's in a nice position here just to go for a Muddy Water. There's not really too much risk. So I'm just going to get a bit of damage onto this Tapu Fini, double edge it. Switch Ninetales out. And we'll get Fini in, which does put a lot of pressure onto the Incineroar. And obviously with the Landorus in the back that my opponent has as well, it makes it a bit more difficult for him just to freely switch that in at any point. Do get the double edge, get some decent damage onto the Fini, and we'll see what this Fini goes for a Calm Mind. So that's alright. I don't mind that too much. We'll see what this Incineroar goes for. Hopefully a Flare Blitz into the Fini. It is. It's going to be into that Fini slot. Yeah. And we take that. And with the Aurora Veil support there, taking it like a champ. Now we are running Waterium on the Tapu Fini. Let's think. What's my opponent probably got? in their back. Because the Incineroar will probably switch out. It's got to be the Mega Venusaur. That's what I'm thinking. Now what I'd like to do here is, I think I want to get rid of this opposing Tapu Fini, so I'm going to swagger my own Kangaskhan and I'm just going to double edge into the Tapu Fini again, because +1 will take it down from this range. Hopefully it'll be enough not to proc the berry. No switches though. Do get the swagger, it does hit. And a boost, so after that -1 from the Intimidate we are +1. Come on, Kang, be enough. Yes, excellent. So we don't proc any berry, get rid of it, that's brilliant. That's good for us. Let's see what this Incineroar goes for. Low kick into the Kang. But that Aurora Veil coming in massive here for us, so that's good. That's good. Okay. What are we going to see? Venusaur come in? Or the Landorus to just get that Intimidate off. Yeah, into the Kang. Okay. I think I'm going to preserve the Kangaskhan, and we're going to switch out into Ninetales. I'm going to go for the Waterium into Incineroar. You've got to imagine the Landorus probably stays in here. Goes for a Rock Slide maybe. It might U-turn out again. But as long as we get this Waterium off onto the Incineroar. Okay. That was the one thing. Okay, so it's not the Venusaur. So Cresselia, so we'll get decent damage off onto it regardless. We're going to see an Earthquake come out. But we're kind of wasting a Waterium, which isn't ideal, but do about 50%? Not even that. Okay. Well, we know this Landorus is locked into Earthquake now, and we can't just, I mean, we could protect Icy Wind. The problem with doing that is we could see a Trick Room come out from my opponent from the Cresselia. Let's go Muddy Water. Let's go Icy Wind. Does the Landorus stay in? You've got to imagine it probably does. Like the Incineroar probably doesn't want to come in on a Muddy Water. But we will soon find out. Yeah, there's the withdrawal. So that's fine. It's just if a Trick Room gets set up here, it's going to make things a little bit more awkward. We'll probably have to end up sacking the Ninetales. But we might just see an Icy Wind in return from the Cresselia. This is why it would have been probably better to just roll the Cresselia rather than and the Muddy Water. Doing Muddy Water things and missing that Incineroar. Which is a little bit awkward, but okay. Because we've got that fake out, yeah, and just an Icy Wind coming back. So just keeping us on an even keel. The hail does stop. I feel like this is probably a good time to bring in Heatran, to be honest. Okay, I'm going to protect Fini, because we want Fini. And I'm going to bring in Heatran. We've got to be a little bit careful, because we know this Incineroar does have access to Low Kick. But there's probably a Fake Out coming out here. A Psyshock and Leblitz. Excellent. So we catch the Flash Fire, which is really good. Okay. I'm just going to muddy water. We've still got the Aurora Veil in effect. And Heat Wave. And like Landorus is not going to want to come in on like this double spread attack. So no switches coming out. Is this enough to take the Cresselia? It is. Okay. So single target muddy water should take this Incineroar. Please don't miss again. Come on, Fini, put those specs on. Oh! Come on, give me a break. Okay, so the Aurora Veil does help us out there, but obviously Fini is blind as a bat and cannot hit a muddy water to save its life. Okay, so the Landorus is going to come back in here, but my opponent's in a bit of an awkward situation. We know it's Scarfed. He can't lock freely into Earthquake because he's going to KO his own Incineroar. So the thing is here, he probably has to lock into either Superpower or Rock Slide, and either way it's going to allow at least Fini to get an attack off, and we'll go for one more muddy water. We'll protect Heatran here because if Fini goes down, then we get the Kangaskhan back in with a fake out, so it allows us to get a sub up or either an Earth Power onto the Incineroar. But we should be alright closing this out. It would just be a lot easier if our muddy waters had hit up to now, you know. Come on, Fini. This is why Fini's bad. This is why you go Waterium, so you've always got that 100% accurate muddy water every time. But let's see. Okay. My opponent, we're going to protect. If he goes for Earthquake, I don't just like... No, it's going to be the Rock Slide. Okay. There's obviously the flinch as well, but I don't think Fini wants to flinch. I think we'll get a muddy water off. Yes. It hits! Hallelujah! Here we go. It's not quite enough to take down the Incineroar, but we do get the accuracy drop. Low kick again, so that's fine. And here we just got muddy water, just Heat Wave. Aurora Veil does wear off. I guess the worst thing that can happen here is a Rock Slide flinch. We'll probably take Fini down. Yeah. And if Heatran flinches here, then we're not in a good place. But no flinch. Do miss the Landorus, which is obviously just how we're rolling this game. Take down the Incineroar. Here we go. Mr. Kangaskhan to come in. Ah, oh, how disappointing. After all those misses as well, and my opponent still disconnects. That's bad form, my friend. Bad form. But it's a bit of an annoying way to end the episode, but you're going to get people like that do that, get frustrated, even though it is just a game at the end of the day. I think we've done alright today. It's been alright. It's been a bit all over the place with me chatting here, there and everywhere, but it's been a lot of fun and I'm pleased to be back. So as I said earlier, we'll be back on Wednesday with another video, and then Friday, and then I will let you know on Wednesday if we're going to do a stream this week or not. But let me know your thoughts on the team. It's been a lot of fun and just really glad to be back. And obviously, do please let me know what you'd like to see played, especially Megas, and we'll start putting ideas together and get team ideas ready going into next week because it'll be a lot of fun. So, thank you as always, guys, for tuning in and watching. Let me hear your comments and things below. Leave a like as it is massively helpful. So just hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, do subscribe. You can do that so you stay up to date with all the content that we have coming out, and there will be a lot more coming. So we are back eventually, and we'll be back on Wednesday with another episode of School Hard Knocks. We'll have a couple more games with this team and it should be a lot of fun, so I look forward to it then. Thanks as always, guys. Take care of yourselves, and until next time, I will see you later. So until then, bye bye.